this might take a while to explain, right? But what's going on is with gender identity. Basically, as a child, what's happened? Well, I'm talking to men. Yeah, this is the opposite. It's the same thing for women, but with the opposite parents and things like this. What's actually happening, yeah, is the reason that you watch sissy porn and all that hypnosis shit, yeah, the reason that is being broadcast across the internet so vastly. I mean, it's like, I go on it and look at it, yeah, to see how many new ones are coming up, and it's gone from hundreds to 500s to thousands, and it's like they're constant. And what it's doing is it's actually teaching people to produce the stuff themselves. Yeah. Now, while researching the topic, I've come across people saying that they started watching it and then started producing it, because it's as simple as just, you know, putting clips together. It helps if you understand NLP and all that sort of stuff, but it's not a necessity really to make these. All you need to do is be able to use video editing software, and they start putting clips together and filling in suggestions and things like this. So it's basically slaves programming slaves. You see what I'm saying, right? But the reason that this is being rolled out now, yeah, is because of this transgender agenda. I mean, sorry, I'm not explaining this properly. It's like in Fight Club when he says we're a generation of men raised by women. Yeah, the government have set out to destroy the families. This is why families are falling apart. No one gets on with anyone. You know, you get together at Christmas and then pretend to be happy families, and that was 10 years ago. Now, we don't ever see each other. We don't care about one another. You see, it's like everyone's got a problem with everyone. This is because of the fucking government. Yeah, it's because of that scumbag fucking government that are trying to kill you. They are trying to kill you. They want you dead. They are using psychological warfare, and you are in a spiritual war. Everything that they can do to destroy the family, they'll do. Now, like when he says in Fight Club, yeah, don't watch the film because it's a programming tool to get you to cut your cock off, turn into a woman and then commit suicide. Plain and simple. David Fincher should be fucking ashamed of himself. But he says we're a nation of men raised by women. This is by design. This is by design. Because when a child doesn't identify with the masculine, it creates a gender problem. Now, there's a difference between gender identity and sexual identity, right? Now, if a child, yeah, and if you think I'm wrong, right, fine, but this is what's happening. In my opinion, yeah, in my knowing, I know. Like I say, I don't have to think. I know. What's happening is children, and like I say, this is by design, this is what they want. When a child expresses masculinity, yeah, say you got one mother and no father, the child hasn't had a masculine imprint, so it's got no masculinity to connect to, yeah, so it doesn't understand itself, it can't express itself in a masculine way. If it then expresses masculinity to the mother, and the mother then stifles it, like, well, whatever, you know, draws away, doesn't like that, the child sees masculinity as wrong and reverts into itself. Yeah? But then, if the child shows feminine qualities and the mother smothers it, oh, like, let's look after you, let's protect you, everything, you know, oh, this is a lovely child, the child then learns, yeah, that femininity is right. It's the way to go. Masculinity is then toxic, as it were. So the child grows up confused. And what's going on is the confusion is not sexual. But because the child, who then becomes the adult, does not understand that the problem is the gender imprint. It's the masculine and the feminine. Yeah? It doesn't know which one it's identified as. So it's stuck in a state of limbo. Yeah? And because it's in a state of limbo, and it doesn't know why, the next logical conclusion is it must be sexuality. It's not sexuality. It's not sexuality at all. It becomes sexuality because the homosexuality is a reparative drive, which basically means part of the psyche is trying to repair itself. Yeah, a reparative drive is a repairing drive. So there's a part of your mind that is trying to fix itself. And what that part is establishing a gender role. You see? It's like, say for example, I don't know. It's like just, I mean, that's a perfect example. Yeah, you got the mother and the father. Yeah, this doesn't have to apply to like a father being absent. Yeah, you could have homosexual thoughts, feelings, experiences, whatever, and identify as straight, because what's actually going on is it's a gender identity problem. Yeah, but you don't know this. You don't know this because you were a child at the time. Yeah, you probably won't even remember what it was, right? But what's going on is you got a mother and a father. You were raised in a two-parent family. Yeah, and the mother and the father were, you know, they didn't bond with you. This is what the problem is. It's a bonding problem. And this is, and in my case, yeah, I identify as straight. I'm not averse to, you know, gay things. It's like, what I mean is, if you're gay, yeah, fine. Yeah, I'm not bothered, right? And I'm not having a go at, you know, the actual act of homosexuality, right? I'm not having a go at that. It's fine, and I can see why people do it, but it's wrong. Plain and simple, it's wrong. And I'll explain why. Because what's actually going on is, once you have lost your sense of self, right? Once you've lost your sense of self, you don't identify as a masculine. You don't identify as the feminine. Even when you come from a two-parent family, if you show masculinity, but your father didn't encourage it, you're like, oh. Or if you show masculinity and your mother turned away from it like she didn't like it, oh. See, you've not been given a role. You haven't bonded with the mother or the father. You see the problem, yeah. And because you've lost your sense of self, yeah. If you are trying to express masculinity but don't know how to because you've never been taught, yeah, you've never had that imprint as a child, what you do is you project what you see as masculine. Do you get what I mean? So it's like, because you look at a bloke and think, it's like I can look at a bloke and think he's a good looking bloke, yeah, but I know that when I look at him, yeah, this is the thing, right? I'll give you an example. Like Leonardo DiCaprio, yeah? I look nothing like Leonardo DiCaprio, yeah? 99 out of 100 people will say Leonardo DiCaprio is 10 times better looking than I am, yeah? But I look at Leonardo DiCaprio and I don't want to fuck him. I look at him and I think, he's a really good looking bloke. But what do I see when I look at him? I see me. I look at him and I see myself. I see myself how I picture myself should be. You see? And this is what this is why the homosexuality shit is happening, right? It's because people don't have a sense of self. And when you don't have a sense of self and you don't identify as that masculine character, yeah, you are projecting it. So what you see as masculine becomes attractive. You get what I mean? Yeah? But because you don't understand that that is just a projection of what you see as masculine, you want to fuck it. Well, you don't want to fuck it, but you will, because you think that this is where the confusion comes in. It then becomes confusion with sexuality. But you don't know it's your own projection of masculinity. It's what you see as masculine. You don't know that. Yeah? But because that you don't know, you put it down to sexuality. And then you start considering, gay sex, and then maybe you'll do it, right? And the reason we got this gay pride is because homosexuality is wrong. Okay? You see, when you have no sense of self, yeah, you are in a state of shame. Yeah? I don't know anything, I don't know how to be a man, I don't know how to be a woman, should I be a woman, I don't know. You've lost your sense of self. More importantly, more specifically, you haven't been given one. Yeah, which is ironic really, because it's a sense of self, but you need the imprint. Yeah, you need to see the father be the masculine and the mother be the feminine, and then be told that yes, you're a little boy and you will grow up to be a man. Do you get what I mean? Right? And the reason we've got the gay pride is because it's shame. Yeah, when you lose your sense of self, yeah, you just out proud. Yeah, that goes. You go into a sense of shame. Losing the sense of self puts you into a state of shame. Okay? When you're in a state of shame, yeah, to come out of it, you will need to identify as your masculine. But because you can't, because you don't know how to, because you've never been taught, yeah, you put it down to a sexual problem, you therefore become homosexual, or you start having homosexual sex and it disgusts you, and then you're fucked any way you look at it, because you haven't found your sense of self. You've projected something out and then started chasing it through sexuality. You see? So you're trying to connect with that out there, but it's in here. Yeah, you're putting it out there and then chasing it. And when you get it, yeah, and you suck his cock and it's all fucking good, yeah, bang, it's back out there. You project it out there again. And then you chase it, and then you're fucking off again, and bang, it's back out there. And you're forever projecting out there what you see as masculine, and then chasing it. Yeah? But you're in a state of shame. But because you've now created this cycle, yeah, and you think this is the way to go, this must be the way it is, because the gay sex is like pleasure conditioned, yeah, because there'll be pleasure in it. If you come, you feel good, even if it makes you feel bad. Yeah, it's still a type of pleasure conditioning. So you now see it as the way to be, when it's not. And you get the government come along and give you all this gay pride shit. You know, gay pride, gay pride, gay pride. What is pride? It's the opposite of shame, isn't it? Really? So I'm ashamed. No, I'm proud. Yeah? So to escape their shame, they're running towards a sin. They're running towards pride. Yeah? I'm so proud, I'm so proud, I'm so proud. When they're not. They think they are because they're confused. But they don't know that they're confused because they were too young to know what happened. So everything that they see from their perspective is the way the world is. And they're not wrong. It is the way it is. You know? I'm not having a go at people, right? But the sissy porn is basically playing on your insecurities and your sense of shame and your lack of understanding of this reparative drive. You see, it's the homosexuality is your psyche, the part of your psyche that was not developed, which is the masculine, is trying to fix. But because it doesn't understand that that's the problem, and you consciously sit down and think about sexuality, yeah, and it doesn't help with everyone saying, oh, he's like 10 years old, oh, he's going to be gay, or whatever, yeah, and you see it all the time. It's like, I mean, I can look at some kids and think, you know, I don't sit there and look at kids and think it's fucking gay, but you get what I mean. They're passive. They're, you know, and when you say this to them, yeah, that's what you're imprinting from an early age. So you're actually fucking up the children by going around saying it to them. When what you should be doing to the kids is encouraging their masculinity. But we've got a fucking country of people that are saying, a nation, you know, fucking a world of people saying masculinity is toxic and all this sort of shit. You know, masculinity ain't toxic. Masculinity is necessary. Yeah, it's necessary. If you want to save this country, if you want to save the world, you're going to have to get some bollocks. Plain and simple. You are going to have to get some fucking bollocks. Because the reason that you're being given all these programming tools like Fight Club and like Sissy porn is to feminise all the men. Now, because there is so many people that are in this state of limbo and don't understand that that's why they're there, they're sitting ducks. So when they get sissy porn, yeah, and it's talking all sexy to you, yeah, and saying all these whatever, you know, whatever, it's sitting there talking all this shit to you, yeah, what it's actually doing is playing on your limbic system. Yeah, the limbic system is the emotional part of the brain. You've got the reptilian brain, you've got the limbic system, and then you've got the neocortex. The neocortex is the rational part of the brain. It's the thinking part. It's the part that thinks it's in charge. Yeah, the limbic system beneath it, connected to the reptilian brain, which is responsible for fight, flight, freeze, should I fuck it, can I eat it, whatever, base drives, yeah, when they massage your limbic system, yeah, into being all girly and feminine, oh yeah, let's just wear women's clothes and all this sort of shit, yeah, what they're doing, yeah, is they're actually changing the way your brain works. And once them neural networks have been created, you can't change them, right? This doesn't mean that if you've been watching sissy porn that there is not a fix, yeah? The fix for this shit is cold turkey, just stay off this shit, yeah? And it's very difficult because the porn, and this is why it's a weapon. This is why it's a fucking weapon. The porn is actually installing suggestions into your mind of becoming addicted to porn. But because what that porn is doing is specifically playing with the part of your brain, yeah, that is the emotions, yeah, that feels nice. You see? It's playing with you, yeah, and showing you femininity. It's showing you the female perspective. And because you haven't had the male perspective impressed, you now start believing that, oh, I'm a woman trapped inside a man's body. When you're not. You're not. Sissy porn is a government weapon designed to mess with your limbic system, to stimulate, yeah, the emotions. And it also, with the pictures and the suggestions, imprint what they want you to do, which is suck a cock, get fucked by a black man, pimp yourself out, wear women's clothes, take hormones, get lip injections, become a bimbo, and all this sort of fucking stuff. Yeah? And now when you've got all these suggestions floating around in your neocortex, the thinking part of your brain, yeah, and the emotional part has been stimulated, that feels really good, yeah, it's nice to watch sissy porn. I watch fucking loads of that shit, I tell you, yeah. It's amazing how stupid I am, really, because I'm actually a fucking genius, right? But I watch loads of that shit, and you sit there, yeah, and you put headphones in, you listen to it, and I know, you see, the thing is, right, the stupidity, the absolute fucking stupidity, is I was interested in hypnosis before I ever watched it. Yeah, I like hypnosis, NLP and all this sort of stuff. If you watch it, not all of my videos, but if you watch a couple of my videos, I actually explain how NLP is being used on you, right? But you watch it, yeah, and it's nice. And this is the thing, yeah, this is why they get you edging. Because when you get an hard-on and you don't come, and you sit there and watch this shit, yeah, what you're actually doing is you are linking your sexual energy to the nice feeling. It's like, it's nice and relaxing, it's feminine, you know, I ain't got to fight, it's all good. Yeah? And then you're getting all the suggestions installed up here. Do you see the problem? So the next time you get horny, triggers the feeling and the thoughts. Or the next time you have the thoughts, it'll trigger the feeling and the horniness. Or you have the feelings, it'll trigger. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah? So then you're stuck in this cycle. It fucks you up. And the only way to get around it is to see it for what it is, cut it out completely, find your masculinity, yeah, and go against your fucking government. Do you understand? The government are trying to kill you. Plain and simple. I mean, how people can't see this, I don't know. They're poisoning your water, they're spraying shit in the air from the fucking planes that you're breathing in. They're modifying all the food. You know, you got a mobile phone that you can't put to your head because it'll fry your fucking brain. They sell you a laptop you can't put on your lap. What the fuck? How can you not see what these people are trying to do to you? And let me tell you something, yeah? It's not these people. This problem is reptilian. This is draconian shit that's going on. Okay? It's just a fact. I'm sorry if you can't see it, right? Call me what you want, it don't matter. This is the thing. I've been signed off, yeah, by a room full of psychiatrists saying I'm completely sane. I'm not on any medication. I'm not taking any drugs. I mean, I've smoked quite a lot of weed in my life, but, you know, weed ain't a drug, it's a plant. I don't drink. I'm fucking, you know, clean. So, call me what you want. I'm not mentally ill. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, I'm a fucking genius. I just happen to be a bit of a dickhead. A bit of a moron, like watching that shit. But again, it's like I watch that, and sometimes I'd watch it to like actually analyse what's going on. And sit there, excuse me, and then I'd sit down and think about my own thought processes and how it's affecting me. But that's what it's doing. It's playing on your limbic system, yeah, and teaching you that femininity is right. And because the reason that you have been watching it is because there is a bonding problem in childhood. Okay? And that's not to say you got to blame your parents, yeah? They didn't know. Yeah? So it's like I say, your masculinity, you will have done something masculine, you would have been boyish, yeah, and your mother would have shunned you for it. Something she did that she didn't, something, excuse me, you did that she didn't like. And she would have shunned you. And that would have deflated you. And from now, yeah, your mind has learnt that masculinity is wrong. Or you've done something masculine and your father didn't pat you on the back for it. Something that you thought was masculine, your father might have just seen it as something boyish and just completely ignore it. But you took it as, yeah, oh, that's wrong. And from now, yeah, that's become the starting point. So there is a bonding problem. And now you have a gender identity problem. Yeah, and you might identify completely as a male. Yeah, it's like me, I've watched fucking sissy porn. Yeah, but I know I'm a man. Yeah, I don't think I'm a woman. Plain and simple. But I can understand because I've gone through the thought processes and the feelings, yeah, and all this sort of shit. And I understand why people go down that route. It's very easy to go down it. Yeah, very, very easy to go down it. It's like I watched sissy porn for a little while and shoved a fucking dildo up my ass. Yeah, there's a problem there. Do you get what I mean? But it's like, it's a bonding problem. That's what it comes down to. It's bonding. And because you haven't identified as a role, yeah, that shit comes along, yeah, and they'll identify you as it. And they're identifying you as feminine. Because when everybody is turned into a bitch, the government can just walk in and walk all over everyone. You will be a slave for the government. And so will all the women. Now, if you give a fuck about your children, about your family, about your friends, about all the people around you, stop watching porn completely, turn it off, learn to detest the shit. And yes, it's hard because you've linked it to sexual energy. So every time you get horny, yeah, you now got to fucking, you go through all that shit again. And it'll probably be unconscious, you won't even realise it. But, turn it off. Get rid of all that shit and focus your attention on annihilating your government. Plain and simple. And you can call me a terrorist, a dissident, or whatever you want. yeah, what I want is to know exactly what the fuck they think they're doing when they say we're going to ban reparative therapy. Theresa May, not so long ago, put on the news, put in the newspaper, it was in the newspaper, sorry, that she is banning reparative therapy. This is therapy that basically takes people who identify as gay, yeah, and then sorts out their emotions, yeah. They basically they get them back to the point of shame, yeah. They go back into the childhood, yeah, where the child shut down, and then repair the drive. Once you get rid of the shame, you go back to that point in childhood where you were shut down. It's your parents are not to blame; they are to blame, but it's not their fault. They didn't know, yeah. It's your psyche, yeah. You've established a way of being, which is basically just a person, no real gender role, yeah. Even though you know you're a man, yeah, or whatever, or a woman, it's the opposite for them. But you've then gone about your life in that state. So you go back to, they take you back to that state, yeah. You find out what that problem was, yeah, and you change the way you look at it. The shame goes, and then the identification as gay goes, because homosexuality is you go through shame to get there. So you go back to the shame, you change the shame, the homosexuality goes away. Now, sissy porn is being flooded across the internet. This is porn targeting straight men to turn them gay, or bisexual men to turn them gay. But the cure is being banned by government. Before you even fucking dream of saying that I can't tell the people to annihilate their government, you might want to answer this fucking question. What the fuck are they banning reparative therapy for, but flooding the internet with conversion therapy? Sissy porn is conversion therapy. It's designed to turn men into women. Yeah? But Theresa May is saying we're going to ban reparative therapy, which is to turn the gay people straight. Because it's like people are fundamentally bisexual, yeah? You have the capacity to have sex with a man or a woman. Plain and simple. But it's like you can't say you're 100% straight. Yeah, you will be 90% straight, 10% gay. You get what I mean? Everyone is. Or you'll be 90% gay, 10% straight. Do you see what I'm saying? But the fundamental, the first thing, the first process is man and woman. It's, you know, you've got the masculine and the feminine. They're supposed to come together. That's the way it is. But what the government want is to fuck up everything and turn all the men on men and all the women on women, yeah, and then that's it. You see? They're just trying to kill you, plain and simple. And then they'll say things like, well, he's a fucking terrorist, or he's mental, or he believes in reptilians. Prove me wrong. Don't say to me, show me a reptilian. Go and look for them. Go on the internet, yeah, look up all the information about them. Look up people's experiences with them. If you say that ghosts are real, oh, well, that's alright. That's because that's been accepted. That's been accepted for the past fucking 100 years, isn't it? So it's just commonplace. You know, ghosts are real, oh yeah, everyone thinks ghosts are real. Yeah, but what they're saying is they're seeing things that ain't there. And you don't put them in a mental hospital. Do you see what I mean? And this problem is reptilian. Plain and fucking simple. I'll do more videos on this because like I say, I haven't planned anything that I'm going to say. I've just got an idea about it. And I encourage you, I'll put the link in the description, to go and watch Dr. Nicolosi. Yeah? He is someone who does reparative therapy. And he is turning people that identify as gay straight. Stephen Fry done an interview with him for the BBC, and as you can imagine, it was completely distorted. They presented it, the way the editing and all this sort of stuff, they presented it as making this Dr. Nicolosi look like a liar or look like an idiot or something like this, because Stephen Fry is gay. And in England, he had a TV programme called QI. Yeah, quite interesting. It's for the intellectual people, and everyone sees Stephen Fry as some really smart person. Yeah, but let me tell you two things about him. One, he's gay. Yeah, and he's happy being it. This is why the BBC love him. Yeah, same with Darren Brown as well. Oh, he's so clever, he's so clever. No, the only reason they've snapped him up is because he's very good at hypnotism and NLP. Yeah, and he is very good at what he does. But fundamentally, in my opinion, he's still a fucking cunt. Alright? The same as Stephen Fry. Because what they're doing, it's like Darren Brown is trying to convince people that psychic abilities ain't real. That's what his job is. That is basically the Darren Brown agenda. You see, they present him to you as, oh look, he's such clever, and he says, oh, I only use hypnotism and showmanship and misdirection and neuro-linguistic programming and psychology and all this sort of stuff. And it's like, yeah, you do, but you also know that the veil can be lifted and everybody's telepathic. But they're using him to convince everyone else that psychic abilities ain't real. You understand? And because he's on TV, oh, he's so clever, he's not. Well, he is, he's very clever. Darren Brown's very clever. I tell you what, right, I'd shake his hand on how good he is with NLP, because he is fucking excellent. But I'd also, well, I'm not going to say violence and that, but I could knock the cunt out. I'm telling you, I could punch him square in the fucking jaw and take it off. It annoys me what he's doing, and he's doing it knowingly. He is actually presenting himself as, this is all there is, this is the material world, it's just NLP, it's just psychology and all this sort of shit, when it's not. You can lift the veil, there is a spiritual world. You're in a spiritual war, and he is one of the weapons against you. Same as Stephen Fry. It's like they give him a programme on the BBC or whatever channel it was on, the QI. Yeah, your mind will automatically see everything associated with them letters. So it won't just see QI, it will see IQ. So every time you see QI and it's all a programme about information, all that is being linked to the thought of IQ. Therefore you think, because he's the host, you know, he's a very smart person. This is how the programming works. They've imprinted this upon your mind over years. So Stephen Fry is now seen as a high intellectual. But the second thing about Stephen Fry is he's godless. Doesn't believe in God. He argues against it. Yeah, why? Because God's real. Yeah, and you ain't got to look far to find him. Trust me, you ain't got to look far to find God. But, you know, and it's the same with Darren Brown, yeah? Godless. And what's his name? It's like Darren Brown done an interview with, what's it called? I can't think what the geezer's name was, it doesn't matter. But, you know, they're all godless because they're trying to remove God from you. Yeah? Because this is why, you know, it's like at the beginning of them Sissy programs, it says, is God in show, or some of them it says, is God in show business? They're telling you, and you'll think, no. Well, now you've just disconnected yourself from God. There's other sissy porn videos called Renunciation of Christianity. And in some of the videos, you look at the MK Ultra ones, I'd advise you not to watch them. Yeah, well, I'm telling you, don't fucking watch them. Yeah, because they're designed to kill you. But some of the MK Ultra ones, there's one called Personality Destruction or something like this, occult personality destruction. And in the tags to it, it's telling you black magic, sex magic, witchcraft, voodoo. It's using all sorts of things, and the videos have demonic attachments to them. Yeah, so the airwaves, they use binaural beats which train the brain, because you can go from like theta, alpha, delta, gamma, all these different brain waves. But they'll say they have the delta range, yeah, playing, and you listen to that, it puts your brain into a state of sleep. So all the suggestions that are going into your mind are now being programmed at the unconscious level. Yeah, and then they'll program the one at the beta range. So all the program, when your brain, in the middle of the day, when your brain waves are changing all through the day. Yeah, so when your brainwave goes into like the beta range, all the suggestions that have been installed at that level will now become apparent. But even if they're only unconscious, you'll start following these patterns. Like you'll go and put on a skirt or stick a fucking dildo up your ass like I did. Do you see what I mean? And this is what it does. Yeah, this is what it does to you. I mean, I'm not being funny, right? I don't mind a joke, yeah? But I've got this big fucking rubber cock, and I stick it to the wall, and I'm fucking having a little fucking party, ain't I? All because I've been watching that shit. Fucking hell. You know, The government want you dead. Yeah, they basically, they didn't just tell me to go fuck myself, I actually did it. This is how good they are. They're fucking good. But I'm taking the piss, I'm joking. Well, no, I'm being serious, but, you know, it's like, they're not good, they're scumbags, plain and simple. They want to kill you, they want you dead. And this is basically what's going on. Right, so answer me this question. Yeah, Theresa May, answer me this question. Why is the internet being absolutely flooded with conversion porn designed to turn straight men gay, or men in limbo who don't understand the gender roles because it wasn't installed as a child, onto the feminine? Why is that? Why is that being allowed, but you are openly saying that you're banning conversion therapy, and then Stephen Fry, you're banning reparative therapy, yeah? And then you got people like Stephen Fry interviewing Dr. Nicolosi for the BBC, and then completely just doing him an injustice. He didn't get to. You got no information. The whole program was designed to make you think that it doesn't work, when it does work. But the government don't want it working, do they? They don't want it working because they want everybody fucked up. They want the men identified as women. Because when you identified as women, yeah, and the government come round and start fucking kicking off with you, you'll give them a blowjob. The women will be walked all over. This is the point, right? You need to get your fucking masculinity in order, yeah? I tell you, this is the thing, right? Put yourself online, telling the government to go fuck themselves. I am openly telling the government, fuck you, I am against you. Alright? And what are they going to say? Oh, he's a terrorist, he's a dissident, he's this, he's that. Why? Why is that? Why am I a terrorist or a fucking dissident? Because I'm telling you that I'm against you. I am against you. Fuck you. But this is what I'll be labelled as, or something fucking ridiculous. Because you're not allowed to say anything about them. Well, answer me this. Yeah, this is one simple question. Why is porn designed to flood, the porn flooding the internet that is designed to turn men into women, but you, Theresa May, are saying that reparative therapy, which is absolutely fucking proven by Dr. Nicolosi, is being banned? Why is that? Are you at war with me? Are you at war with me? Answer my fucking question. And for the people that have been watching sissy porn and all this sort of shit, I tell you something, I'm not going to be on the internet for ages, yeah, and in probably like about a week from now, I've got quite a lot of stuff to do, so I'm not going to be on for a little while. But I might, if I get internet, I might not have access to internet, but if I get internet, I'll upload a couple of little things, yeah, to let you know that they ain't fucking bumped me off. They're not going to, because Daniel controls reality. And this is, if you're watching if you've been seeing the Mandela effect, yeah, it's not a D-Wave computer, it's not fucking CERN and all this sort of shit, it's you. You are controlling reality, plain and simple, okay? And I say the government can't do shit, alright? Answer my fucking question. Why? Why is the internet flooded with sissy porn that is designed to turn men into women, but you are making it the law to ban reparative therapy? Why is Dr. Nicolosi being interviewed by Stephen Fry working for the BBC and being presented as a complete fucking idiot? He got to speak for about a minute in that programme. 1 minute. Do you see what I'm saying? But if you type in Dr. Nicolosi, the links are in the description. And by the way, this video will also be available on DTube, so YouTube can't ban it. DTube is a decentralised platform, apparently. I'm not so sure about this yet, because I think AI is going to control the blockchain. But this video will be on DTube as well, so they can't delete it. Okay? So if I, at any point in the future, beyond the fact that they already think I'm an empowered individual, have problems with the government, yeah, you'll know where. So I'd appreciate it if one or two of you would, you know, over the next 6 months, a year, you know, tune back in. I'll probably have more to say about this. But for now, get this video to Theresa May. Get this video to... Do you really think that I want to put myself on the internet telling you that I bumfuck myself with a dildo? Be honest. What you been up to, Daniel? Well, I've been watching trannies fuck. What you been doing? Thanks for watching.